everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's DIY is going to be a last minute Valentine's Day jewelry box. Now, keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to use this just for Valentine's Day. It'll be perfect for Mother's Day, which will be here soon, or just gift giving. I'm going to start out with this Dollar Tree heart-shaped glass bowl. I don't have the SKU on this, but I will link it in the description below. Okay? So what I want to do is really glam this up. In this bowl, you can see I have a lot of crystal. I have these teardrop crystals, and these are the larger ones. I have some smaller ones too, and this is what the smaller ones look like. And I'm going to use the larger ones so you can see the difference in the two. I ordered my crystals on Amazon.com, and I'll link these below as well. And when you get them, they come like this. So all you need to do is just take this link off. Like that. I already took quite a few of them apart. So I have some Gorilla Glue along with hot glue. First thing I want to do is just go ahead and figure out exactly how I want my crystal to go. Do I want it downward or upward? This is where I'll add the glue because it's the highest point. Now I'll take my Gorilla Glue and put it right in the center. And I'm going to put some hot glue around it. And then I'm just going to press this right in the center. Now hold it until the hot glue sets up. Okay, just like that. Now because this is my first time doing this, I don't know how well it's going to equal out. So I'm going to go ahead and put one here beside it in the front to make sure it is even from the front and around the sides. Okay, just like that. So now I'll continue to go all the way around and then come back. Okay guys, I'm done adding my chandelier pendants to my heart. Now, I took out time and took some alcohol and wiped it down after I started recording because I wanted to make sure that they stuck on really well. And you have to be really patient to do this. I'm going to let this sit up overnight because I do not want to lose any. If I do, I'll re-glue it tomorrow. But I'm going to let this sit up overnight, come back and move on to the next. Okay guys, I'm back and it has been over 24 hours, but I'm back at it. Here's what my heart box looks like with all the pendants in place. Okay, now let me say this. If you're not going to handle your box that much, then you don't necessarily need a strong glue like the Gorilla Glue that I used. You can actually get away with just using hot glue. When you're working on a project like this and you use a strong glue in conjunction with hot glue, it can get a little crazy and it might not adhere properly. So I did have a couple of these just fall off overnight and I had to put them back on there. So once I put them back on there, I let this sit up an additional few hours. So, like I said, it has been over 24 hours. If you use just hot glue, it'll still stick fine. As long as you don't pull on them and handle it too much. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So now I want to add feet to the bottom of my jewelry box. And I have these tiny little round crystal knobs. And I'm going to glue one here, here, and here. And of course, I'm going to use some more of my Gorilla Glue. So I'm just going to take the glue and put it right on the bottom of the knob. So I'm going to let that sit over there. Now moving on to the lid. I'm going to insert a section from a previous video to show you how to make this. So I'll go ahead and do that now. First you'll need one of these heart-shaped bowls from Dollar Tree. Okay, so next we're going to need some foam board. I'm going to trace the shape of the heart onto the foam board. Now I'll cut the shape out with a utility knife. Now I'll clean up the edges of the heart with scissors. And what I want is for this to fit just on the inside. Okay, so I guess that's good. Now the second heart will be the top half of the lid. So I kept it the same size as the glass heart. So now I have my top heart. I'm just going to trim the excess paper. Now I'll glue the smaller heart to the center of the larger heart. I want to add like a mirror finish on top. And this is one of the Dollar Tree trays. It's called a turkey tray. And there's the skew. And they actually have a round tray that you can use as well. Next, I'll trace this top onto the platter. It's going to give the lid a mirror finish. So to keep it from reflecting back into the camera, I'm going to flip it over. So now all I need to do is trace it. Now, because of the way that I traced it, it's going to be bigger than this heart, and that's fine. I have the extra little bit that I need to make sure that this is perfectly covered. So before I glue the two pieces together, I went ahead and removed that top layer of paper that comes on foam board. That can eventually lift. I have some metallic silver paint. And then I'm just going to take a brush and go around the edge of my heart. I'm going to take about 2 coats. Okay guys, I'll let this sit for a few hours, and now everything is bonded together really well. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the excess. Okay, I'm done trimming the silver part, and this is what it looks like. I have this crystal knob, and I know it's huge. It balances everything out. That's important. I could easily use one of these that I use for the feet, but it just wouldn't look right. And this is the next size that I have up. I could actually go a little bit smaller too, but this actually balances everything out. So I want this to go right in the center. So I'm going to use this wood burning tool to burn a hole right in the center of the heart. And I'm just going to eyeball it. So now I'll just check the screw, make sure it goes through. It goes through perfectly. The next thing I'm going to do is trim the outside of my heart with some of this beautiful bling. It's an adhesive strip. I might need to add a little bit of glue just to make sure it holds over time. And I'm going to use 2 rows of it. So I'm going to take out my fix-all glue and run it right along the edge. Okay, I'm done adding the trim to my heart. And this is what we have so far. You see how the trim was necessary. So the next thing I want to do is take my knob and go ahead and glue that on. Off camera, I took 3 small pieces of the foam board and put it on my screw, and that's going to take up the extra space that's on here until I can get a shorter screw. But meanwhile, I'm going to add a little bit of fix-all glue. And that's how that looks so far. Okay, so that's not enough for me. I want to glam this up. So now I want to add some crystals to the top. I'm going to take some of the smaller teardrop shaped chandelier pendants and hot glue them to the lid. We're going to start the first 2 out just like that, to where they look like little rabbit ears. This is what we have so far. Now you can leave it just like that if you want to. Here's another option. You can take the crystal garland. It came with the pendants. Take it apart like this and glue some of these like around the top if you want to. Or you can double layer the crystals if you want to, but it's going to make the lid even heavier. It's already got a nice size weight to it, but yeah. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up and put it on display and let you guys see what it looks like. As promised, here's my beautiful GLAM crystal heart-shaped box. I think it's very elegant and classy. When I first thought about this DIY, I had a totally different design in mind for the lid. But during the making of this DIY, my mind took a different turn, and I'm absolutely in love with how it all turned out. Again, I used a heart-shaped glass bowl from Dollar Tree and decorated it with crystal pendants and knobs from Amazon to create this elegant and stunning jewelry box that can also be used as a candy dish. Okay everyone, this completes my DIY. I hope that you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to comment below, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay everyone, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.